All right, hunters. It's Monday. It's the day after yesterday. Anyway, hey, wow, a lot of stuff going on in this country. I hope you and your families are prepared for what's happening. It is not good at all. Not good at all. Anyway, hey, recently just took a trip. Just got back from a trip, road trip, did a little road trip down to the Boot. Went down to the Boot to pick up some boudin and cracklins. Google it. I know everybody's like, what? Anyway, went in there and picked up some food. And, you know, have y'all tried to find a freezer in this country? I looked far and wide. I searched far and wide for a freezer, but could not find one. Finally found one in High Point, North Carolina. So as I'm rolling up 75 to 40 and on 40, I just cut over into North Carolina to pick that freezer up on the way back. And we got protesters blocking Interstate 40. Burning the church next to the White House, setting it on fire. Burning police stations and police vehicles. In Richmond, burning a city bus and police car, knocking out windows of buildings downtown. Thinking out loud. This country's in trouble. When law enforcement has issued a stand-down order against these type of riots, because they're not a demonstration. A demonstration was January 20th. That was a demonstration of our rights. It's a demonstration of our resolve and our power as a people to be self-governed. But through us being lackadaisical, I know that's an old term there, but being lackadaisical, we have let tyrants in power. In my last video, I talked about the mandate, the mask mandate. Whatever. It's stupid. The mask mandate. Anyway. So why would the governor and these tyrannical city mayors issue stand-down orders against Antifa and Black Lives Matter and their thugs? Why would they issue stand-down orders for them, but yet put snipers on the rooftop against us? Something to think about. Thinking out loud again. It's not making any sense what's going on. It actually is making sense. So I kind of think that maybe this whole thing's just a big rouge, and they're preparing us to accept martial law. When finally enough is enough, and they just put the military into the streets. That won't be good, folks. That won't be good at all. Because I was born a free man, and I will die a free man. I just don't know when that's going to be. But I will not live in a communist country. If I wanted to live in a communist country, I would have moved to China. So all you people that do want to live in a communist country, move to Venezuela, or China, or Cuba, or Russia. By all means. That's what being free is all about. Being free to make choices. To live in your socialist utopia. I prefer not. I prefer to live in a democratic governed republic with free market and capitalism, where if I want, I can open me up an ink pen making store and sell ink pens if I want. So anyway, I don't know. It ain't good. It ain't good at all. But it was amazing what I seen on my road trip to the boot. I seen stores completely stocked with everything. People going about their daily lives as if none of this stuff was going on. I seen people being friendly to one another and polite, of all races, religions, colors, ethnicity, creeds, whatever you want to say. I seen that. So why are George Soros and his agitators, because that's really who's funding this whole thing, Al Sharpton and the Rainbow Coalition and all of that silliness, funding this civil unrest? You know, in my area, a very small rural area, in the next county over, they shut down the Walmart and Food Line due to protest threats. I guess we, the people, are going to have to go guard those establishments to prevent that from happening. Is that what we're going to have to do? I'm calling on the sheriffs of these local communities to protect those type of establishments against these thugs and rioters, because they're not protesters. When you bash windows out and go in a store and steal everything in it, that is no longer protesting. I seen this morning that Antifa's Twitter account has been suspended. So they lost their mouthpiece on Twitter. After tweeting about how they're not going to go to the cities anymore. I won't use their terminology, I'll just be polite. But how they're not going to go to the cities anymore, they're going to start going into the residential areas and burning them down. I got a test for you. I got a real good test for you. Bring all of them and come to my street and burn it down. Burn my street down. You won't be going home. You people keep threatening everyday Americans and citizens. That makes you terrorists. You're trying to terrorize the population of a free country. It's not going to work out in your favor. You know, I'm a peaceful, peace-loving person. But if I'm attacked, or my family's attacked, I have to defend them. You're not going to drag me out in the street and stomp on my head like you did that guy in Dallas. It's not going to happen. It is time for all of us, peaceful people, to say no to this. I'm calling on the sheriffs of Virginia to deploy your department, in which is funded by the taxpayers, to defend your counties against this and to not let it happen. I'm calling on the peaceful people, the freedom-loving, God-given, inalienable rights-loving, the Bill of Rights-loving people of this country to ban, with your local officials, your sheriff's department, to protect and defend your counties. That's why the Second Amendment was in place. Militias being necessary to the security of a free state. The rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's what it says. Hold on, I gotta pass somebody. I can't drive 40 mile an hour in a 55. Anyway. So call your local sheriff's department today. Ask to speak with the sheriff and ask them what is their game plan to defend their communities against this threat and violence. And then post the answers on this YouTube video. Post the answers. What did your sheriff say? And I don't care if you don't live in Virginia, doesn't matter. But find out what your sheriffs are going to do about it. Don't talk to your local police department, because they're run by politicians. They're given orders, stand-down orders from politicians. They're run by the governor. Richmond Capitol Police, Richmond Police. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. Make sure that you and your family are prepared and have a plan to defend yourselves against this. Don't just sit back and watch it on Fox News, because you're not seeing the whole story. Band together, people. Come together as one and unite against this stuff. We don't have any other choice. Find out what your sheriff's doing in your county to defend you and your family, and then help them out in any way you can so that they can successfully do their job. God bless you all. Keep your powder dry. Y'all have a good one.